AITA for canceling a check of $12,000 that I wrote for my infertile friend for her next IVF cycle over a joke? I, F35, am infertile. My ex-husband and I tried everything to have kids, but it just never happened. He divorced me, went and married someone younger who was able to give him a kid, and from what I gather, they're expecting a second child together. It hurts like hell seeing someone else have what I couldn't. I get frustrated with myself sometimes and with family blaming me for basically everything. I turn to my friends for support, especially Alessia. She's in the same infertility boat as me, but she and her husband are currently trying IVF hoping it'd work. Alessia asked me for help to pay for her upcoming IVF cycle. I agreed to write her a check of $12,000. I really wanted to help her and the money came with no strings attached. I wrote the check and gave it to her last week. She was very appreciative of it. The very next day, I got a sudden message from a mutual friend, Carol, with a screenshot of the conversation she had with Alessia. Turns out she and Alessia were talking about the next IVF cycle, and Alessia said she hoped the cycle would work because she didn't want to end up divorced, and having her husband go marry someone younger. And have a baby with them and another one on the way. While she's alone and without a family at 35. She's 32. I was stunned and hurt. I knew she meant me here. But I did not confront her. I simply contacted my bank and cancelled the check. In the evening, Alessia called to ask why I cancelled the check and I told her. She went batshit saying she didn't mean it that way and that she thought that this was somewhat an inside joke between desperate infertile women. She came over with her husband the next day begging I write another check, but I refused. An argument ensued and her husband thought I wasn't being supportive of her like when she supported me throughout my struggles. She left crying and we haven't talked since then. Her husband keeps reminding me, while repeatedly calling Carol a toxic snake, of the date of the next cycle, saying they can't have it after I took the money that was supposed to pay for it back. Some friends thinks I'm being oversensitive. Carol's on my side telling me to tell them to go to hell, but I feel so bad about it. What I've done might just damage our 15 years of friendship. Maybe I shouldn't have cancelled it, but I just felt so offended by what she said about me and how she basically mocked my unfortunate circumstances. So Reddit, AITA? Hello again. And wow, thank you so much for all this support and compassion that you've shown me. I could feel it through my screen. Lol, I have decided I'm going to put some distance between me and Alessia. Things have been rough lately and I think that distance is what I need right now, especially for my mental health. After reading some comments here, I now feel less heavy and more relieved. Doesn't change the fact that I'm still feel completely and utterly shocked by Alessia's behavior. It's a shame having to come to the realization that even those who are supportive of you the most, could cause as much harm. Oh, and by the way, I sent Carol a link for this thread to see what her thoughts were and she just laughed. She was kind of angry I used her real name but relieved that I used a throwaway lol.